Hi, and welcome to the Phil Show Now. This edition, very, very special for me personally, and hopefully for you as well. In a moment, I'll explain why. Our special guest is Manny DeBrito, who is an inspiring coach, a mentor to decades of children. He has given his heart to his community. He is a very proud Cape Verdean American. He is a dad. He is the greatest around, according to him. And he's also the election commissioner of the great city of New Bedford, Massachusetts. Commish, what else did I miss? Anything?
Loving husband.
Oh, that's right. Always recognize the wife.
Yes, definitely. My much better half.
And my son in love. Manny, how do you explain to people who you are and what you represent and all that?
I'm just a child of New Bedford, just born and raised in the city, privileged enough that my parents came here from Cape Verde, and they touched base in such a strong Cape Verdean community, and I was able to grow from New Bedford. And I always say New Bedford raised me. We had just great neighbors, great people. New Bedford is just filled with such great people. A lot of that shaped who I am today and why I do the things that I do for the community.
Are the traditions of the Cape Verdean culture responsible for some of the adult decisions now because of how you were brought up?
Of course. I mean, my parents were very into education, very into discipline, very into community, very into family. And my parents are amazing. And, they mean a lot to the community as well. They've given back in their own ways. My father owned a bar. My mom would work and cook food for people that were in there, give them rides home. They had owned a store for a little while, just, giving people food that needed it maybe, or what have you on a tab. And again, they're always giving.
So if we took some of the traditions and the way that you were brought up, can you now transfer that to the style and how you inspire children, mentor children, and coach?
I think a lot is just being open to learning from the children, right? I learned so much from them, and it's just, an open dialogue. I'm trying to establish in them a lot of that same discipline, work ethic that my parents instilled in me, how to be a good teammate, how to be coachable, how to take instruction, how to work hard. All of that stuff is so important and stuff that I teach to my teams all the time. A lot of times, nowadays it gets overshadowed by talent, but talent without those things only goes so far.
Right.
You have to be talented and you have to be a great teammate. You have to be the hardest worker. You have to applaud for your teammates and be just as happy for them as when you score a basket, let's say. So, a lot of the coaching, I consider myself a mentor even when I'm coaching, because a lot of it is life skill.
Tell us how. What did you mentor? What subjects? Tell me a little bit about
So,
that.
a little bit about it is, I would always get report cards. And we would have parents that would say, well, they're struggling in this class or that class. Why? And, my first question is, how many hours a week do they spend, playing basketball, let's say? They practice, every day, and they work every day. And then how much time do they spend on their homework? That's where the program I used to run, or still kind of run, still have elements of it. A's before J's started. Academics before jump shots. Because again, without the academics, your talent only gets you so far.
Right.
You have to have the grades to play, first off. And then, hopefully you play in high school and beyond. And then even if kids don't end up playing in high school or beyond, they're still taking lessons with them through life and just becoming good people, good citizens, leaders themselves.
Yes.
Mentoring mentors.
That's exactly what you're doing. And we're going to continue this discussion with Manny DeBrito, inspiring coach, you're everything. Man for all seasons, plus the election commissioner for the city of New Bedford. More of this amazing discussion in a minute. But first, please like, follow, and share The Phil Show now. Thank you so much. Let me thank the good folks at iGreen Landscape, your one-stop solution for your residential and commercial property management. Whether it's snowing or whether you're mowing, let Team iGreen handle your landscape and hardscape year-round. From spring cleanups to commercial snow management, I recommend the good folks at iGreen Landscape. Call for your complimentary consultation today. And welcome back. Manny DeBrito, our special friend and guest, is in the middle of a conversation about community. You mentored the children. They are the future of a community. As somebody who is an activist, what do you find needed in our community?
You know, I think role models are needed, mentors are needed. There aren't enough. It's hard when you're a father and a husband and an employee and worker and you don't have much time and kids don't see us doing those things for the most part. So the more people that give back, the more people that do step up and coach and do all those things, it's so important. And again, the future generations of coaches and mentors is really what, drives the community forward.
Yeah.
And again, just planting that seed for these kids where, when they get older, they want to coach or,
Sure.
They want their child to play for me or, it just keeps going down the line. And to me, that's the greatest compliment.
Well, how do you now address this? The kid is out on the court, you're trying to guide and teach him, while his parents are yelling at you.
It happens. I've been doing it so long, I have a little bit of cachet there where I could say, we don't tolerate that. Before the season starts, they get the same spiel. Let the coaches coach, let the refs ref, and, find a coach that you trust and trust them with your child. Come and cheer on every single player, right? Cheer on the team.
Yes.
Don't criticize, don't, yell instructions because you're confusing the kids. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect, but, I'm trying to give them the tools to succeed.
So when you see a coach out there saying, no, shoot, no, you don't go for that.
It's going to happen. Parents are going to say it. They're going to do it. But, it's within, limits because, again, I'm trying to put people in a position to succeed, building their self-confidence. That's more important, really, than anything, the skill stuff and all of that. Just teaching them how to function within a team, right? As a human, we can't accomplish anything without other people. Nothing happens in this world by yourself. We need to be part of a team. We need to be part of something bigger than ourselves. So those are some of the things I like to instill.
That's fantastic. That really is. The value system there is outstanding. You need that and the talent. Do former basketball players come back to you 20 years later and say, if it wasn't for you, Mr. DeBrito?
I hear that all the time.
What do you hear? Share with us some of those.
I've had some great players.
Like who?
Bryson Goodine is that's the gold standard. Great kid, great family, grades, super talented, 6'4", so he had height. He's playing at Oklahoma now, and last summer, I had him come back and he helped me with some training sessions.
Oh, wow.
And he told me that the kids that he works with, he shares with them one of the things that I taught him when I coached him as a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader. That means so much. He remembers that. And here's a player that played for Jim Boeheim, the Syracuse Hall of Fame coach.
Right.
He played at Providence College. Cooley was the coach, another legendary coach. And now he was at Fairfield. Now he's at Oklahoma. and yet he remembers something I taught him, even though it was that little, right? It was, I think it was to, when you get the ball, give it up and you're going to get it back. And he remembered that. And, you know, for me, that's everything. And he also told me he can't wait for his son to play for me. Now he has this amazing talent who's looking forward to his child play for me. And again, you know, that means a lot. Another example is a former player that messaged me and said that he's having a baby. His girlfriend was having a baby. He was about 21, 22. And he said he wanted to tell me, and I was one of the first people he told, because he always appreciated me as a father.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And again, they're watching. You know? They're watching you beyond the court, beyond coaching. You know, that's a special thing.
It is a special thing. It hits the heart. And that's exactly part of your MO that we're going to continue talking about in just a moment with Manny DeBrito, the chairman of the election board in New Bedford, otherwise known as commish. And he's a commish on the basketball court and off. We'll have more in just a moment. More of this amazing discussion in a minute, but first, please like, follow, and share The Phil Show now. If you're ready to finally make your biggest dreams a reality, let my friend Jared Methia at Milestone Mortgage Solutions get you your next mortgage or your next home loan. Jared is a trusted local loan officer who works with some of the most reputable companies. Jared reminds me if you're a first-time home buyer or maybe you're looking to refinance. He says, go to him. And I, too, recommend Jared Methia, providing you with a stress-free experience. Call Jared today for a competitive rate, for quick approvals, and for one-of-a-kind personalized service. That's Jared Methia at Milestone Mortgage Solutions. You can now watch The Phil Show whenever you'd like. Like, follow, and share The Phil Show now. And catch us wherever you catch your favorite podcasts. Like, follow, and please share The Phil Show now with a friend. The Phil Show now. Welcome back to The Phil Show now. I have Manny DeBrito, my son-in-law, not law, right?
Right.
That was passed down from our family, my mom, Yaya, and I can see the impact that she had on the family. And now I turn to you. You have that similar impact on your family. If you have a philosophy of family life, what is it?
You know, I go into every day trying to be the best man, husband, and father I could be. Every day. Everything else will fall into line after that. And, you know, I'm trying to show my sons what it means to be a man. And it's not enough. Words aren't enough. Actions, you know, wanting to prove that. And you know, admitting that we need to improve every day. Sure. You know, we're not perfect. I'm not going to be, you know, perfect dad all the time, perfect husband, perfect anything. But the fact is, you know, I'll accept it, eat it, and then just, you know, want to get better and progress and move on. So, you know, that's really my philosophy. And just, you know, I'm the one to provide. I want to take care of everyone. That's who I am. I want to make sure everyone's taken care of, and I'm always worried about everyone else. So, you know, that extends to my family. You know, I want to protect them. I want to shield them, provide for them. That comes from my dad. Yep. And my grandfather and everybody. You know, they were just hard workers. My dad worked on oil tankers, so he was gone for months at a time. But to provide for his family, and now as a husband and father, I couldn't do that. You know, I can't spend a couple of nights away from my family. Mm-hmm. So I give him a lot of credit for sacrificing. And again, being an immigrant, coming here, not having a chance to go to school, he was able to provide a good life for us and be a provider. So, you know, I definitely took that into my life. And that's kind of, I live the same way as my father.
Mention now some of your achievements.
I mean, one of my greatest achievements, obviously, is, being married to your daughter. I mean, that was amazing. One of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. The birth of my children, graduating from college, and, how proud my parents were of that. Getting hired as an election commissioner and seeing the pride. As my parents are now American citizens and they take voting very, seriously. And, just for them to be so happy and proud of me. And then even just other Cape Verdeans in the community being proud of me and where I'm at and what I'm doing. That always means a lot too.
I want to talk about that pride when we return with Manny DeBrito, who, aside from making this a better world, is also the election commissioner in New Bedford, Massachusetts. We'll talk about the calendar of events coming up. Don't go away. More of this amazing discussion in a minute. But first, please like, follow, and share The Phil Show now. Thank you so much. Carefree Homes is an award-winning home improvement company. It's been family-owned and operated since 1978. For over 46 years of business and thousands and thousands of satisfied customers, this company is A+ rated. It's an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau. And listen to this, no payments until the project is completed. How's that? Financing options are available for roofing, siding, windows, doors, decks, you name it. CarefreeHomesCompany.com. Call for a free quote. 508-997-1111. CarefreeHomesCompany.com. Welcome back to the Phil Show now. A lot has been said about elections in the United States. Well, we have the election commissioner for not the United States, but New Bedford, Massachusetts. Do you feel, as an election commissioner, that more people are feeling American pride, are feeling part of this country?
I think it's challenging. I think a lot of people are disenfranchised at the moment. It's trending that way. It's easy to just, post your emotions on social media instead of actually going out and voting and making your voice heard. So I think a lot of people have been turning away from voting and just turning away their trust. So part of my job is to hold that trust, regain that trust, and make sure people know that, we're doing things the right way in New Bedford. And again, it's not always going to be perfect, and we're always looking to improve, but I take the job extremely seriously, and hoping that we continue to build just a good habit for young people, and as they get older, and we turn them into voters.
And that's part of your forte. You have gone into the schools. Tell us a little bit about that, to educate.
So in 2018, I believe, I started partnering with the Mayor's Youth Council. And I had started by talking to the kids about how important it is to vote and, go out, talk to your families about it. So, they would invite me all the time. And we started partnering up a little bit with, I would have different events and I would invite the kids, and that kind of turned into having some of the youth come and work as poll workers. Mm-hmm. And now they get a look behind the scenes. So I started going to the high schools, every high school. So we've built up, in New Bedford High School, I'm at Voc, I'm at Stang, Global Charter, Nazarene Christian. We've expanded into colleges. We have college kids working now. Mm-hmm. And again, it's just including them in the process, right?
Yes.
Like having them feel like their sense of pride in the community, right? So that civic engagement piece is super important.
Yes.
When I do go in to talk, we do talk about the importance of voting, importance of them coming together and having their voices heard, mm-hmm. the impact of them going out now and talking to their friends about the importance of voting, going home and having conversations with their parents about voting, and mom, dad, why are you voting? Why are you not voting? The conversation is never who to vote for. It's just, it's important to vote. People can vote for who they like. My job is to count them. I only get one, so that's how my voice is heard. But it's important to me that everybody's voice is heard. And so being able to pass that along to generations, I mean, I'm even in elementary schools, and the conversation's a little bit different. But again, go home, talk to your parents about the importance of voting. Mom, Dad, I love going to the Z. I love going to the zoo. Got to make sure you vote for people that will make sure we have these things. Yes. So, I talk to probably a couple thousand of kids every year. And that's something I really enjoy. And it makes my job, worthwhile and enjoyable. And I don't get tired doing that at all. I enjoy it.
Do you see yourself doing that right beyond retirement and for the rest of your life?
I'll be a coach and mentor forever. Nicholas is only 5, so I'm going to be coaching until I'm about 80, 85, I'm sure. And
I want to find out, what is it like for a dad to coach his own son? We'll do that in a minute with Manny DeBrito, the election commissioner of the city of New Bedford, and also ace on the basketball floor. We'll be right back. Cottage Street Motors in New Bedford has been a vital business in the area. And part of the reason people love Cottage Street Motors is because they are part of the community. They keep things simple. On the car lot, they do things the old-fashioned way. And if you need auto financing, no sweat. They are their own bank. They have been serving the area for decades. I trust them, and I hope you will too. Or at least give them a call. Check things out at Cottage Street Motors. I highly recommend them. Hi, welcome back. As you hear more and more of this program, you're going to get to know people of our community. Manny DeBrito is somebody that you should be best friends with, because you make this a better community by your spirit, your attitude, what your philosophy is, and your willingness to put action behind good ideas. So that said, what does an election commissioner do when you look up at the calendar? What kind of things are you going to be doing?
So this is a municipal election year, so part of it is setting the election calendar. 2025. So I set the calendar based off, guidelines and deadlines from the state, and we try to, set that calendar and get it approved. We're in the process of that now. I'm also working on his budget season, so we're working on budgets, doing my, my outreach to the community, with the programs with the youth, and there's always something going on. We really don't stop at all.
No. Elections do cost money.
Yes. And
how much about?
It's getting more and more expensive.
Is it?
We've done a good job of investing in technology. We've become super efficient in my office. I mean, my staff is amazing anyway. Sherry, Debbie, they've been there. I don't want to admit this, but over 70 years of experience.
They are two of the most experienced, seasoned, and such warm, wonderful people.
They are. And Emmanuel Diocese in my office too. You're talking about another almost 20 years, I think.
Wow.
And then I've been there.
That long. Wow.
Emmanuel's been there for that long as well. So that's definitely been a resource for me. I've been blessed to have them. They know so much about elections. So, trying to mix the new with their experience, their knowledge. I think we've come really far.
So the most difficult part of your job is what?
Planning an election is difficult. I think, we like I said, we do a good job. New Bedford is a heavy lift. We're one of the biggest cities in the Northeast. We all often think we're one of the biggest cities just in Massachusetts, but it's one of the biggest cities in the Northeast, to be honest.
Over 100,000.
Over 100,000, 41 precincts, which is a lot. We have 300 probably poll workers on election day. So, like I said, it's a real heavy lift. But that part has become easier and easier. And again, I have such a great staff.
Do you need more people to work elections?
Well, the kids have been supplementing that. So it's been, we've been getting some new blood, and they can do it going forward. They come to the training, and hopefully they're interested and they want to keep doing it, even after they graduate from high school or college. Right. So, we do have the people that have been there for years and years and years, and then we do have some new blood in. But I think, probably the most difficult thing is probably just the disinformation, misinformation. I have an open door policy. I answer the phone. Sometimes people are, wow, you answered the phone. They can't believe it. But, if I don't know the answer to something, I know where to look. I know where to find it. My staff probably knows, everything that there needs to be known about elections. They've been there so long. So I think that makes it a little bit challenging. But it's something I enjoy. I enjoy elections. I enjoy giving back to the city in that way as well. And I worked in Boston for years and years. Being 5 minutes away from work takes a huge load off myself, my wife. I'm coaching just so I can, get back to doing the things that I love after work.
Yep. And we'll get to some of those when we return, Manny. Manny DeBrito, the election commissioner of the city of New Bedford, and we're going to be talking about other things that he does when we return. More of this amazing discussion in a minute. But first, please like, follow, and share The Phil Show now. Thank you so much. The Butcher Shop on Dartmouth Street in New Bedford is a cut above all the others. And you know what makes the Butcher Shop different? Well, it's their personal service. It's the expert advice if you have a question on cooking. It's the hand-cut Angus beef and the exquisitely prepared entrees, chicken, potatoes, all kinds of side dishes, Portuguese and American. The prices are better than the supermarket, too. And you know what? There's always something cooking up at the Butcher Shop. There's always fresh, daily specials from a family-friendly market. It's as wholesome as the neighborhood. The Butcher Shop, Dartmouth Street, New Bedford. Welcome back as we not only thank and conclude a great discussion with Manny DeBrito, but also find out a little bit more about your cooking. Are you a good cook?
I am definitely not a good cook.
Why?
Well, I don't cook a lot. My wife is an excellent cook, and she does most of the planning and shopping. And I don't know if I do it subconsciously on purpose, not cook that well, so I don't have to do it. But
your family, mom?
Oh, my family's a great cook. Great cook.
Tremendous. What do you like to eat?
I'm a pizza guy, ribs, a lot of the Cape Verdean dishes, cachupa, and my mom makes great pastels, and, I'm just a lover of food. I'm a foodie, so.
Is it cachupa or?
We call it manchoop, and a lot of people, that's more of a Brava thing, I think. So some people don't like that, but in my house, that's how it was said growing up.
Did you hear the great story of the new Cape Verdean supermarket?
Yes, I have. I haven't had a chance to visit yet, but I need to go. Again, I'm spoiled because my mom cooks Cape Verdean meals, so.
Right, but I think this defines the American dream, how immigrants can start with barely nothing, and overnight success 30 years later, they have many supermarkets. They have success. They have a formula. That, to me, is what America is all about.
Definitely. And my parents love America. And the fact that they were able to come here and provide education for their family and a life for their family is something we take, a lot of pride in. And it's something that means a lot to me and my brothers as well. They're also college grads. They also do amazing things in the community and work. So, just my parents planted some pretty deep roots, and
yes.
I'm really proud that I'm able to have kind of blossomed from that. And my brothers, I think, it's a good reflection on my parents, on my family, and the DeBrito name.
How are you at basketball?
I was never really coached that well. I loved playing. I don't think I ever took it seriously, and I think that's why I take it seriously as a coach. Yeah. I'm a much better coach than I was player.
Interesting. Yeah?
I'd play 24/7. I didn't really get coached until probably junior year in high school. Yeah. So, I was kind of, late learning. So I wanted to make sure my sons got good coaching from a young age. And not only with me, but with other great coaches. You have the Tony Esteves and the Rob Mendes and all of these, Stephen Burgo. You have all of these great coaches that I, have modeled my coaching after.
Sure.
And, I've stolen things from them. Hopefully they've stolen some things from me as far as coaching.
That's how everything is made, right?
Yes. And beyond being great coaches, they're just great men.
Exactly.
And again, they're great role models.
Yes.
And, my family's been blessed through basketball. My son Avery, great career, great college career, still playing semi-pro. Now Methia is playing, and he's starting to blossom. And then Nicholas, he's next. So I love seeing their growth and the growth of the kids that are coming along with them. They grow up so fast.
And when they come back to thank you, I'm sure that feeling is passion in your heart. Before we say thank you and goodbye, did I miss or did I ask questions that, or some that you didn't answer yet? Or what would you like to bring up? Anything at all?
Yeah, so the programs that I run with the youth in the city,
Yes.
I'm looking to expand even beyond New Bedford as far as, giving other communities, a blueprint and a model to follow what New Bedford's doing. Fall River and Taunton, we've been collaborating. They look to me for the educational piece because I do work with the kids. But I think even beyond, South Coast, there's a need for getting younger kids involved, getting more civic engagement, involving the youth, involving their families, educating people. I always think back to the I'm Only a Bill, the commercial, the Schoolhouse Rock. I'm 50 now. That was when? Over 40 years ago, and I still remember that. So being able to develop some things like that where people can learn. Nowadays, everything's chopped up into little bits.
I know.
So, you can't keep someone's attention for too long. So offering things like that, offering education for voters that might be English second language. Mm-hmm. They might be embarrassed to go vote because they don't understand the process. They don't know what people do. So just trying to, continue to grow it out and continue to have that outreach and, do the same thing I do as a basketball coach and mentor now through elections. Again, mentor a whole new generation of voters, election workers. Someone could come and take my job someday. They could come and want to run for office. We need that as well. So again, trying to inspire people now through the elections as well.
You get one wish only. What will it be?
What will it be?
One wish.
I think, honestly, and this is going to sound like cliche, but all my wishes came true. I've had a really blessed life. I've been through a lot. I continue to go through a lot, but every day I'm just so thankful. I'm so blessed. I mean, my wife, my family, just the community and the love I get when I'm around and I see people, and the fact that people actually do look to me as a leader.
Absolutely.
Again, that means a lot to me. It really, really does.
That is the feeling of a true man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I have great role models. I have you, my dad, my grandfather. So, like I said, I've been blessed.
Manny DeBrito. Talk about blessings. They come back in many, many ways. Thank you so very much, and all the very best.
Well, thanks for having me.